And I'm Michael Carter. I run the Basis Assets and Market Access Innovation Lab based at University of California at Davis. So Beth Dunford, who's the Assistant Administrator for the Bureau of Food Security for USAID, has graciously agreed to give us an introduction. So Beth, without further ado, we'd be glad to have you get us started today. Thank you.
So thank you, Michael, and thank you all for coming here today. To start out, I know that most of you in this room are very much aware of the incredible momentum and progress that we've had with Feed the Future and our efforts to combat food security globally. So I'm not going to bore you with going over all of that, but I'm just going to say thank you, because I know that most of you in this room have been a really, really big part of what we've been able to do over the past 8 years, but also in the last couple of months to really take this to the next level and institutionalize our efforts. Today I'm going to dive into a topic that's at the center of everything we do, which is promoting broad-based, inclusive, ag-led growth. And we've always been about eliminating poverty and hunger through investments in agriculture. And we've seen that by empowering smallholder farmers to strengthen agricultural systems and strengthen economies, we can lift people out of poverty and change lives. And I know you all have seen this again and again and again where you've worked. I'm just going to give an example of a place where I was visiting recently in Zambia. And while meeting with a bunch of farmers who'd really been able to sort of improve their investments through some work with some of our partners, one of them, this young woman, exclaimed to me, you know, there's money in the soil. And she was so excited because really through her investment, she was able to really control her own life and control her own family's life and make a better future. And I think that that's what really we're all about, is seeing people who can transform their lives through our work. And so I left thinking, okay, how can we do that? Similar transformation that we saw there with this woman and these communities on every level of we work, and all the places where we work, at society, down to the small farmer. How can we do that? And so we've given really a lot of thought to this after this last year as we've been coming up with our new global food security strategy. What is it that we've learned since the beginning of Feed the Future to really inform the next phase of what Feed the Future will look like? And so, you know, we just submitted this global food security strategy to Congress. It's available online. It's thick, but I think it's not as terrible as to read as sort of the name might suggest. Actually, I think it reads quite well, and there's a great results framework that can really give you a little bit of crib sheet. But one thing that we really committed to in the strategy is ensuring that inclusive growth is pursued at every level of our work. So that could either be through the policy reforms we're working towards, the financial mechanisms that we're building, new technologies we're scaling, or the extension services that we're providing. So we're going to be strengthening our commitment to making sure that all these streams work to touch people, those people that Feed the Future was really created to reach. And really, the growth we're driving at means we have to be able to reach those people who are at greatest risk, which is, I know, at the center of what we're talking about here today. Just boosting incomes for poor people is just not enough. We've got to really make sure that those gains, we can sustain those gains. Research is coming out to show that the poverty backsliding we all knew was occurring is even much greater than we thought it was. So all of this work we put in can really be erased with either a large man-made shock, a small man-made shock, an illness in a family, or conflict. And so resilience really it's more than just a buzzword to us. It's really a life-saving concept, and it recognizes that for our growth to be maintained, our work to be sustainable, we have to make sure that households, communities, and countries can really manage through these shocks. And so reducing vulnerability to these events and improving their ability to recover is necessary for inclusive growth. And generally in Feed the Future, I think our results give us a lot to really be excited about. In many of the places where we've worked, we've seen up to like a 36% reduction in poverty, 40% reduction in stunting. And these results show us that this progress is very possible. But within these gains, we need to continue to refine our approach to really make sure that we can augment and sustain these results everywhere that we work. So we need to, of course, accelerate growth at every level of society and This is really where our partners and especially the innovation labs come in. The expertise, like in the Market Access Innovation Lab, help us really refine our approach, test new methodologies that we can then scale up in our broader work, which is what you've seen. The AMA Innovation Lab has really changed the way we think about resilience and to better understand what stands in the way of our efforts to really promote this inclusive, sustainable growth that we've been talking about. And I just want to give one example of a researcher in the Innovation Lab, Dr. Andrew Mude, what he's doing to improve the resilience of pastoralists in drought-stricken areas in Kenya. And so he, under the leadership of the lab, Michael Carter and his colleagues, created a new way of ensuring herds in these areas, which has really been picked up and scaled by the Kenyan government as part of a new social safety net. So this research, this innovative technology and its scale will really help protect thousands of Kenyans. And it's been so influential that I think many of you in this room know that he was recently awarded the prestigious World Food Prize for field application. So I think that's true recognition of the real groundbreaking work that's coming out of the Innovation Lab. And I think we are all proud of his work under your leadership, Michael. It's really impressive. So I could cite many more examples the way innovation labs are really creatively leading the way for Feed the Future. But I know you all have a lot of work to do to really get to specifics about how you're going to be moving forward over the coming year. But I want to just say thank you to Michael Carter, to the AMA Innovation Lab for all you've done, this important discussion. I want to thank all of you for all of your time today, because I know all of you are really, really busy, and I'm looking forward to hearing the outcomes of the discussion. So here's to a good day, and thank you.